Get ready with me to become a disciple of Christ. I'm starting a new sermon series. We are going over the book of Matthew. First, a little back history on who Matthew is. Matthew's birth name is Levi, son of Alphaeus. And Levi was a tax collector. And back in these days, tax collectors were looked down upon because you were seen as a traitor amongst your people. And as a tax collector, he was living a pretty wealthy life. That is until the day that he found himself face to face with the Jesus of Nazareth. We'll read this as we dive into Matthew, but there's a part in Matthew 9:9 when Jesus passes by the tax collection booth and he calls Levi at the time to come and follow him. And Matthew does without any hesitation. I mean, think about it. Matthew left a lucrative position as a tax collector to become a, for lack of a better phrase, broke disciple. We know they never lacked. That had to have been a huge culture shock for him. But what Matthew also never lacked was a willingness to be obedient to God. Matthew actually, not in the book of Matthew, but in Luke, hosts the Jesus and his disciples at his house, where many tax collectors and sinners came to eat with him. And it was a very pivotal moment in Jesus' ministry because it showed that he didn't call the righteous. He was calling for repentance of the sinners. And the book of Matthew was written to a Jewish audience. It presents Jesus as a fulfillment of Old Testament prophecy. He often refers to Jesus as the son of Abraham and the son of David. Matthew often quotes Old Testament scriptures to show how Jesus' life ministry completed God's promises. Matthew puts a lot of emphasis on how Jesus fulfills prophecy, how he is Jesus the King and the Messiah, the kingdom of heaven, and righteousness and discipleship. Matthew, like many of the other apostles, was martyred for his faith. As we dive into Matthew, we will see that God calls the unlikely and redeems them from their past and uses them for his glory. Join me for the next 30 days as we start a sermon series called The Blueprint to Discipleship as we deep dive into the book of Matthew. If you've been looking for a sign to go deeper in your walk and shift from follower to disciple, this is it. Love you, bye.